Hey seniors, guess what time it is? It's video announcement time. So here's what I'd like to do. We're going to cover what is due this week and where I'd like you to be kind of directed, where to find your work, and how to turn things in. We're also going to cover where we're headed next. So we talked in class today about how, yes, this is a Brit Lit class and we are using canonical, so major British texts to kind of move through the Brit Lit timeline. So we did Beowulf and now we're moving to Canterbury Tales. So we've jumped about 200, 300, 400 years. We're going to use those core texts to kind of connect to bigger thematic concepts all over time. Literature, American text, contemporary text, just kind of finding those really good connections. So this week we're opening up with social, class, power, and society. You should have done your weekly warm-up. If you have not done your weekly warm-up, please start there. That's priority number 1 because it's going to give you some foundational knowledge that you'll need to do the rest of your tasks this week. So I have put everything in folder B of Unit 1, that is Social, Class, Power, and Society. I've included a link to the live class slides in case you were absent. You can also find the video that we watched in class today. That was that major text that we practiced reader response theory with, so you can go back and check that out. I have all your instructions and tasks in the Week 5 handout. This is a Google Doc link, similar to the one that we did a couple of weeks ago, and it has 2 parts to it. So let me kind of cover what we're doing, and then I'll give you some tips and tricks. First and foremost, whenever you get a Google Doc from me, the best thing you can do to view it like a web page is to click on the View and make sure that Print Layout is unchecked. So when Print Layout is on, it breaks the pages up really strangely, and sometimes people miss material because of a page cut. So when you come in, pro tip, make sure you turn off print layout, and then it looks much more like a web page, which is really nice. So let's talk about part A of your tasks this week. We introduced these 4 core questions in class very briefly at the end. So your first task this week is to do a free write on 2 questions. In a Google Doc, that's very important because we're going to use this next week, go ahead and copy both of the questions over that you'd like to focus on. One question should be one you're very excited about and maybe have some ideas already, and one should be one that maybe you haven't thought much about before to give yourself a chance to kind of think about it. Make sure that you read these instructions more detailed. I'm obviously moving very quickly. So that's part A, kind of doing a free write on 2 of these 4 questions. Remember, 2 of the 4, not all 4. Part B is going to be more focused on applying our reader response lens to a text. A nonfiction article that was very recently published. It was published at the beginning of September that focuses on inequalities and what are the tangible differences here. And you guys raised so many wonderful topics in class today that I think you'll see a lot of connections. So I have some more information on the article here, so make sure again that you're coming back and reading this. I'm just giving you an overview. A nice graphic to really think about how reader response theory is a lens that we look through. We really want to focus on viewing the text through this lens. So part B, number 1, you're going to read the article. While you're reading, I have some things I'd like you to do in your notebook, so make sure that you have that out, and go ahead and find your lens card. This will be really helpful for understanding the reader response theory. If you've lost your lens card, that's a bummer. I'll give you the link to print off a new one, but please make a pocket and put it in your notebook. So part B, section 1, you're going to read and do a reader response applying that lens view. Remember, we're focused on subjectivity, our personal reflections, our personal descriptions of the ideas. You get to kind of look at this through your own life. Number 2, we're going to use a Google Doc for this article. So everyone is able to leave comments while they're reading. Please read here about what kind of comments I'd like you to focus on adding. And then number 3 of part B, I'd like you to reflect on the responses that you did. Now, this isn't reflecting on the article. This is reflecting on your thinking about the article. And there's more down here to help guide you in that. And then, of course, the link to the article. Most importantly, to submit your assignment, you can put this all in one Google Doc. So I need the Google Doc of your free write response to the questions, and then I need pictures of your notebook. If that's 2 pages, take 2 pictures. If that's 3 pages, take 3 pictures. Make sure that I have very, very clear photos. I was a little generous on some of the photos I accepted last time. Some of you had horizontal photos, some of you that were super blurry, and we had to redo them. This time, if your photo's not vertical, if it's not the whole page, if it's missing a heading, if it's not sharp and clear, I can't accept it. So please take the extra minute to make sure that your photos are nice and big and clear. This is a great chance to learn more about how to put photos in a doc. Make sure you check the settings. And I've also given some suggestions here for how to use smartphone apps to get really nice and sharp, clear pictures. So please focus on problem solving there. When you have your bundle of tasks completed and you're ready to turn in your Google Doc, please submit your editable Google Doc to the Week 5 Tasks and Notebook Response Dropbox. Now, I'm okay with you having the weekend to complete this work. I'm really not okay with you doing everything all at once last minute. So try and chunk this out a little bit. Maybe do the free write today and then start the article tomorrow. I think you'll be surprised at how quickly it starts moving, and I hope that you find a lot of interest in this. Let me know what questions you have, and make sure that you are on track for next week, because we're going to pick up on Monday with your question responses and begin kind of some group work there. Thank you so much for your effort and thinking. I really appreciate you. Make sure to reach out with questions, and don't forget to swing by on Thursdays for office hours. Have a great one.